Okay, Thursday, day 3, 2024 hike. Didn't do a video at the end of the day yesterday. I set up my tent at a lake, Richardson Lake I think it was called, and these two other girls showed up. One's from England. I've met her off and on, and the other one was from Toronto area. So ended up chatting, and before you know it, of course, it's time to hit the sack. So I didn't video, but yesterday I did 17 miles. I was pretty happy with that. I wanted to get to that lake just for the water, and sets me up for today as well. Hopefully another 17 miles to another place that should be pretty good. Hopefully, good place to camp and lots of water. So there's water along the way here. Yesterday there was a few water spots, but it was pretty hot, and supposed to be hot again today, although I had a few raindrops this morning. I don't think that's gonna stick around. The sky's pretty blue now. So yeah, continuing along, and it's been good so far. There's another view of Lake Tahoe. Probably the last time we'll see it. And then over here, Granite Chief Wilderness. Just the beginning of it. This is the view where I'm stopping for lunch. I have some shade from a tree up fairly high, and there's some cloud which helps with the heat, as well as there's a breeze, so it's not too bad when you're in the shade, and even in the sun it's tolerable with the cloud. So heck of a view though. And down towards the lower left there's some bright green. Maybe somebody has a place there, I think. Okay, so you saw the view I'm looking at. A couple of things I wanted to tell you about. So about a mile back, the Tahoe Rim Trail joins the Pacific Crest Trail, or splits, depends which way you're going. So I met a hiker. She just got on to the section where the PCT and the TRT are together for quite a distance. And the TRT, the Tahoe Rim Trail, goes around Lake Tahoe, and it's about 170 something miles. So a lot of people do that one. And in the last couple of days I've seen a lot of southbound hikers. Probably most of them were TRT hikers, or maybe multi-day hikers going into the Desolation Wilderness. So I quit counting yesterday at 50 people, and today I've only come across 4, so heading south. There's a few heading north. The ladies I was camped with last night, I know that they're PCT hikers going north, so I keep bumping into the English girl. And there's interesting thing about the Desolation Wilderness. It starts about 5 miles after Echo Lake, and it's 22-ish miles of PCT. If you hike right through it without staying overnight, you don't need a bear can for your food. But if you stay overnight, you need a bear can. So I have to have one, and I do. But now what do? I don't need a bear can now. But I've decided to keep it with me anyway for a little while, because there's still bears around. As a matter of fact, English girl was telling me her trail name is Baboon. Right off the bat, like 3 or 4 miles from Echo Lake, she saw a great big bear right on the trail, her and a couple other people. I must have walked right by it somewhere. It wasn't on the trail when I went through there that day, because I went through the same day she did. So I missed it. Unfortunately, I would have liked to have seen it. But now I'm in the Granite Chief wilderness, and there's no requirement for a bear can. But it doesn't hurt to have one, and keep your food separate anyway, because there's still bears around. Although I'm not worried about them per se, but you never know. They know where the campsites are. Anyway, that's a bit of an update, and I got about another 5 miles to go to the place I want to camp at, and I'll either give you an update when I get there or tomorrow morning. And on the way, I don't know if it's today or tomorrow, I'm going to be going past some ski hills. I've already seen some ski runs. This is Lake Tahoe area, and there are tons of ski hills around here. So as you can tell, at the top of a ski run, that fence is actually a boundary. Not allowed to ski on the other side. So this is Alpine Meadows ski resort, famous for the amount of snow it gets here. I imagine they had a ton of snow this last winter, but it's also famous or infamous for a tragedy in the early 80s, and there's a really good documentary on Netflix about it. That's how I know about this. You can see the bowl, and during a big storm, there's actually a ski lift over there. You can kind of see it. I can see it. You can see Lake Tahoe as well. But during a huge blizzard, they closed the ski hill and they were doing avalanche mitigation. But unfortunately, a big slide hit 2 or 3 different slopes at the same time and wiped out the chalet. And there were some employees there, and there's also some housing down there, and apparently some of the residents were around. Nobody was skiing, but 7 people got killed. Real disaster, unfortunately. The miracle was a week later they found one of the employees alive under the rubble. Pretty good documentary if you're interested. It was on Netflix. I'm not sure if it still is. Okay, it's about 4:30, Thursday the 18th. I did 17 miles today. Could have gone further because I got here about 4 o'clock. There's lots of tent sites around here, and there's water. So I filled up with water, and I was deciding whether I'd continue or not, because tomorrow I've got a decision to make whether or not I want to do the 17.5 miles to Donner Pass, and it'll be later afternoon, try and catch a ride into Truckee to resupply. But then getting back to Donner Pass might be an issue. So what I'm thinking of doing is hiking maybe 14 miles, something like that, camping, and then get there first thing in the morning on Saturday morning. The only issue potentially was Saturday. I'd have to hitchhike because the regional transit bus isn't running on Saturday, I don't think. I'm going to double check that as soon as I get some cell service, but so I'll have to hitchhike on Saturday. But my plan would be to go to Truckee, resupply, and get right back up to Donner and have lunch at the Donner Ski Ranch. They have a cool hiker place there. I've actually stopped there before when I drove up here to see what it was like, so I know what's there. So that's why I stopped early today, because if I get too close to Donner Pass, it's going to be tempting to try and go to Truckee Friday afternoon. But I like to get into towns in the morning, because then I can get back when I have a Nero like that, I can get back onto the trail. So we'll see. I think that's what's going to happen, but you never know. I felt really good today. Today was mostly, there was some rock, but mostly packed dirt and pine straw, whereas the first 2 days was almost all rock the whole way, and my feet were feeling it. And the blisters are manageable now, but those first 2 days, it was getting a little hard on the feet for sure. So anyway, that's it for now.